Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, the one and only P-Dog Knight.
Hey there, hi there, ho there. You're as welcome as can be. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Night Live. I'm your host, Marty, also known as P-Dog Knight, on the internet on this Wednesday, Hump Day. What's the date? The 22nd of May, 2024. We're coming up on Memorial Day weekend. I just realized that, and I'm not going anywhere. Last year we went to Mackinac Island, and that was cool. This year we're not going anywhere. We're going to chill. We're going to stay home. We're going to work on our yard. We're going to get our gardens cleaned out. Well, we've been doing that for weeks, but also I got to clean my garage because I need some space in my garage. Because if you didn't know, I do like this refinishing of furniture stuff. It's kind of it started as a hobby, but I keep doing it, and I keep selling a few pieces here and there. So that's kind of fun. But it is Hump Day. There's also a special day, and there's some birthdays we can celebrate today. We'll get to that in a minute. But first, we already have a super chat. Mr. Gunfox61, you are the new Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day with some kind of, what is this fresh hell? I don't know. It says, shocking, can I say I told you yet? Well, we'll see. We'll see. But anyway... yeah, this is not shocking at all. Okay, we'll definitely hit that article today. Anyway, it looks like people are getting here. I put that 10-minute thing, the 10-minute lag in there just so people can get in because notifications are sketchy and there's I don't know. It's just it seems like more people make it if I wait a few minutes because otherwise it's me and AD and whoever tries to beat him to the punch. Oh, we have some news on that today too. That's an interesting thing. We'll get to that when we say hi. In fact, let's just go ahead and do it because it's time to get going anyway. So let's start saying hi to everybody first in chat over on Rumble. Mr. Avocas Diablo gets the bell. Wow, that's a shocker. Also, Mr. Mike Savage Blarg, Sully 209's in the house, Somnambule Nation TC. I like that people are sounding off over on Rumble. I mean, there's only 8 of you, but that's more than half of the people at Rumble have sounded off. So I appreciate that. Well, is that more than half or what? Just half? 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, it's half. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's more than half. So that's good. If you're watching on Rumble, if you have a Rumble window open, just put a hi in the chat so I know that you were there. It's very greatly appreciated. And then on YouTube, first in the chat, I should have a drum roll thing. I should have a drum roll, but I don't. Anyway, first in the chat on YouTube, Mr. JB's in the house. Oh my goodness. I got this the habit of doing the dun for AD, and it's not even that. So, congratulations, JB. You're first, and you got the bell. Also, good morning, Avocados Diablo, Kara Soldier, Gunfox61, the administrator of our P-Dog Night Discord server, Mike Savage Blarg. Also, hello, Kara Soldier. Did I say Kara Soldier? I did say Kara Soldier. Jimmy Das Hotep's in the house. Also, Lord Stanhope's here. Tyler F. Zed the Snarky. I said Lord Stanhope. Attack Alpaca. What's up? Good morning also to Scribe Light. Dog Thrapple. Dog Thrapple. I don't know where that came from. Anyway, it's Dog Thrapple. And also TC and Rod Line. Or no, that's... I could have sworn I saw Rod Line somewhere. There's Rod Line. I knew you were here. Also, Johnny Hellcat, the first ever viewer of the Morning Night Live, is in the chat. Goodbye. Swinging by to say hello and sharing. Well, thank you, Johnny Hellcat. I appreciate it. Also, good morning. Those ain't real, dude. My favorite Canadian Jaeger pony. The amazing disgrace. Amazing disgrace, how sweet the sound. And oh, that was terrible. I can sing with it. Tribute Liberties in the house. What's up, my brother? And that's everybody. And also special emissary over on Rumble, aka Diego Garcia. What's up? Thank you. Or hello from Diego Garcia. Okay. And then so there you go. All right. So everyone, the gang is rolling in. It's good. It's good news. Now, today is Hump Day. Hump Day. You know, Mike. Guess what day it is? Get what day it is. And so I went over on X, the app formerly known as Twitter, and typed in Hump Day because I usually like to put the Hump Day feed on the screen. And holy balls, and that's literally balls and boobs and penises and everywhere today. I'm not showing any of that. The very first one, the first 5 were like, you know, body parts, and I can't show you body parts on YouTube. I don't think I can do it on Rumble either. So I'm not going to put I'm not even going to put it in the link in today. You can look that shit up yourself. It is amazing. And I just, you know, it's really weird. For some reason, now when I think humps, okay, I think of, you know, the Black Eyed Peas, you know, the song My Humps were Fergie's. My humps, my humps, my humps, my humps. When I think humps, I usually think rounded things, humps, you know? But for some reason, there's a whole bunch of human male peoples who like to show off that thing in the front side with the dangleberries and all that stuff, and lots of them. And it's, you know, Hump Day must be a daily national holiday for gay men, because holy shit, they like to put their buttholes and penis and scrotums and everything on the screen. And I just can't, I every time I'm like, oh, God, turn that shit off. So anyway, I'm not putting it in the links today. Not even going to do it. You'll just get in trouble. Well, I could, but yeah, I would get in trouble. I don't want to get in trouble. So we're not doing it. I'm just not doing it. So anyway, no Hump Day link today. It's just, it's the worst I've ever seen it. I'm like, I couldn't even scroll and find a reprieve. It's like body parts everywhere. So anyway, we're going to skip that. Oh, by the way, let's do the thank yous real quick. Lots of people helping us out today, putting the show out on the internets. Thank you to Somnambule Nation, of course, because always first. And then also because Somnambule Nation always beats me to the punch, and I appreciate it. I depreciate it. No, I appreciate it. My name is Humpty. Yeah, spelled with an umpty. Yo, ladies, little how I like to funk thee. And all the rappers in the top 10, please allow me to bump thee. Anyway, also thank you, TC, Johnny Hellcat, TC again, Jimmy Das Hotep, Robert Banks, and Tyler F. Everyone tweeting out the show or retweeting my tweet or retweeting somebody else's tweet. I see them all. Thank you very much. Greatly appreciate it. And whoever puts it on Discord, I know Ebony came over because she saw it on Discord the other day. Share the stream somewhere. You know, you just never know who's going to show up. Good morning, Green Badger Outdoors, by the way. All right, let's get into some of the things that we talk about, because we talk about current events and things that are happening in the world. And one of the most current events right now is one of this special day for today. And I'm a little bit afraid to scroll on this one too, although I haven't seen any body parts yet. And also you worry on this day you might see some dead bodies or just people who look like dead bodies. Today is apparently it's World Goth Day. Goth, goth, not God, not got, but goth. So now I'm not quite sure why this is the first image I see on World Goth Day. It looks like Johnny Hellcat dressed up for World Goth Day. Got the black lace stuff going on there and the black eye makeup, but you can't tell because it's a black cat. But I think that's Johnny Hellcat. Johnny, are you celebrating World Goth Day and not Goth Day? Like, you know, the people wear too much black and black eye makeup and black fingernails and shit. So Johnny Hellcat, congratulations. I'm glad you're enjoying World Goth Day. Let's see now, but as I scroll, there's not a whole lot of, like, I'm expecting now. See, maybe I'm expecting. Oh no, can't go that far. There was a butthole there. I can't show that. But here's Here's somebody who's dressed somewhat goth-like, got the boots and the black dress, and looking kind of like not Morticia Adams, like Wednesday Adams, kind of looking like Wednesday. You know what I mean? So this is appropriate on World Goth Day. Okay, you can't see the boots. Here, let's make sure you can see the boots, because the boots make the outfit. So here you go, World Goth Day. She got the hat too. But sometimes goth and steampunk kind of get mixed together. So I can't tell if she's really goth or she's steampunk. She doesn't have enough black makeup. I'm just concerned. So anyway, there you go. There's some images for World Goth Day, and let's not scroll, because then there's someone showing their butthole, and I don't need to see your butthole. Oh wait. Okay, I'm gonna bring this one up though. This is kind of cool. I can't remember what the famous painting's called with the farmer and his wife. American Gothic, I think. Well, here's some American Gothic with the emphasis on goth. So I thought that was kind of humorous. All right. JB says, I remember being in high school making fun of emos. LOL, I guess they were just a bunch of depressed, confused, possibly gay kids. Well, no, am I back on, guys? It's hard to tell. Nope, it shows me. Good God. Am I back? Am I good? Are we good? Nope, that's still frozen there. Okay, I'm back. Okay, that's good. Because my screen, it shows I'm not working. Okay, let's see here just a second. Okay, I'm back. All right. I don't know what the hell happened there. This is driving me crazy. Hello, Haram Life, by the way. You've made it just in time. And I don't know why this is telling me this current bit rate's messed up. I don't want to open the widget. Just stop. All right, looks good. All right, here we go. We got through Goth Life, and I actually made it back in time for the stream to work on YouTube. So that's good. That's a good thing. I feel good. you had to talk about the Goths and got no. I don't know if it's because of the Goths, but anyway. All right, I got to hurry now because that took away about 5 minutes of time that I didn't need to take. By the way, I do have my cup of coffee, the reparations coffee, the Big Daddy cup, which is one of my nicknames from back in the day. All right, let's move on. Let's talk about there's some celebrity birthdays we got to celebrate. Now, one is technically yesterday, but the man, the myth, the absolute effing legend, the absolute legend turned 72 yesterday. That would be none other than Mr. T. I pity the fool that don't tell Mr. T happy birthday. He turned 72, which I didn't realize that I was that close to age in Mr. T, because even when I was a kid, I thought he was like 50, but happy birthday to Mr. T. And that's all I got to say about that. AKA Clubber Lang, AKA the greatest bouncer in the history of America. All right. And happy birthday, Mr. T. Also, hang on a second. Also, another celebrity birthday, Mr. Novak Djokovic. Now, normally I don't really care about some random tennis player's birthday, but I have to say happy birthday to Novak Djokovic because he was one of the athletes who took one of those a very, very principled stand on the juice, the Fauci juice. Now, first of all, it's his 37th birthday. The only player in tennis history to be ranked number one at 37 years old. The man with the biggest records, the greatest of all time. Happy birthday, Novak Djokovic. And principled guy. He dropped out of was it the U.S. Open? He refused to play in the U.S. Open because they were going to force him to take the juice. You know what juice I'm talking about. That Fauci juice. Okay, so happy birthday, Novak Djokovic. But maybe the most important birthday today of any celebrity, perhaps in history. It is the 44th birthday of none other than Pac-Man. Pac-Man. And I don't mean Pac-Man Jones. I don't mean someone have a nickname Pac-Man. I'm talking about Pac-Man. 44 years ago today, Pac-Man was released to the world where you had to got chased around by these ghosts and you had to eat the dots, and everyone knew how to get through the first round, without getting, this guy didn't because he didn't do the thing. Everyone learned the pattern, how to get through the first round the first time. And if you just kept doing the pattern, you could pretty much save yourself from the ghost. But, and you eat the cherries and then you get the extra points. Yes, it is It also, which spawned some really terrible games like Ms. Pac-Man and Pac-Man Jr. or whatever. But it's weird because it's only 44 years ago. Now, I'm thinking, okay, 44 years ago, how old was I? I was 16 years old. No, I thought Pac-Man came out before I was 16. I don't know. But anyway, happy birthday to Pac-Man. Every roller rink, every bowling alley, every, in fact, you had a tabletop version in a lot of restaurants, like in Pizza Hut, or you'd go to Pizza Hut and there'd be a tabletop Pac-Man. Pac-Man was the thing. It was the shit. And everyone loved Pac-Man when it came out, even though my favorite game was Missile Command. So anyway, happy birthday to Pac-Man. All right, enough with the celebrity birthdays. Let's get into some news. Now, it's going to be in a kind of random order. Oh, wait, hold on. There's one more thing trending that was also released, it was yesterday technically, but this week, how long ago was this? This week in 1983. Yes, 1983. Michael Jackson's Thriller was released in 1983. And has been, but now here's the funny thing. It's not the only reason it's trending. So Michael Jackson's Thriller, amazing album, 6 number one hits off of one album. Still, I think the biggest selling album of all time, still to this day. But for some reason, Apple Music decided to rank some of the top albums of all times, and they put Thriller as number 2. Now, it's kind of one of those things, to each their own. If you like music, and you have to decide what albums you like, what genres you like, whatnot. But what's interesting, it's Apple Music, so, they don't know shit. But the album they put in front of it was the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill as the number 1 best album, ahead of Michael Jackson's Thrillers. Now, that was a good album, but was it the best album? Thriller was, I don't know. I remember the time that came out, it was all the people could talk about. Yeah, because the video and everything, and finally got some black people on MTV and shit, thanks to Michael Jackson. It was something else. So anyway, they chose the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill as the number 1 album. And I don't know if these are supposed to be of all time or not, but anyway, that's that. It's just interesting. And look, now if you're familiar with, there's some other really good albums, what's Dark Side of the Moon's really good, and Songs in the Key of Life by Stevie Wonder. I mean, there's a lot of really great albums out there, and but I don't know. Thriller literally almost stopped the entire world. Anyway, who is Lauryn Hill? She used to be one of the lead singers of the Fugees, and she put out that album where she did a cover of Roberta Flack's "Killing Me Softly," or was that Fugees that did "Killing Me Softly"? This was "Boy, You Better Learn to Watch Out." That's that album. But that's the only song I can think of off of it. But it was a good. I mean, she is a great singer, but I don't know if that's the best album. Why Apple Music chose it as the best album, I don't know. So anyway, that's the biggest controversy today in the world of music. All right, moving on. Let's a couple odds and ends pieces. Norway, the country of Norway, along with Spain and Ireland, had a joint press conference where they announced that they are recognizing the state of Palestine. Now, this is fascinating. This is fascinating. Here, let's see if they did the statement in English. Here we go. Here it is.
Last month I stood on these same steps with Prime Minister Sanchez of Spain, and we said that the point of recognizing the state of Palestine was coming closer.
Okay.
That point has now arrived. Today, Ireland, Norway, and Spain are announcing that we recognize the state of Palestine.
Okay, hold on. Yeah. I got a question, though. I got a question. Because Palestine isn't a state. It never was, and it still isn't. They are two different areas in, that maybe could be Palestine if they had one government, but they have two separate governments. There's the Gaza side has the Hamas, and the West Bank side has the Palestinian Authority. They don't have a single government in so-called Palestine. So how are they recognizing a state of Palestine? But anyway, maybe they will after this war is over, because maybe if everybody's lucky, Hamas will be destroyed. But I don't understand how they can recognize the state of Palestine. And exactly where are the borders and whatnot of Palestine? If you you've really made it when Ireland recognized you. Hey now. Mike, well, here, our resident actual Irishman says, Mike Savage says, that weasel of an Irish PM can fuck off with himself. There is no such thing as a state of Palestine. That's what I don't get. Where is exactly this state of Palestine? And do they have a government? Are you going to open up an Irish embassy in Palestine and good luck with that. And then and Norwegian and what was the other one? Spanish. Are you going to open embassies there since you're recognizing them? Anyway, I'm going to let you finish.
Steps are necessary to give effect to that decision. In the lead up to today's announcement.
You mean Palestine that started with a war with Israel? Is that who you call them? I'm just curious.
I've spoken with a number of other leaders and counterparts, and I'm confident that further countries will join us in taking this important step in the coming weeks.
But they won't take the step. They won't take that step, though. They're the ones who keep rejecting the so-called two-state solutions. I don't understand the point of this. Anyway, that's in the news. I'm going to keep going, though. Now, speaking of countries that Minnesotans relate to, as in Norway and Sweden, but the reason I said that is because there's a lot of Norwegians and Swedish ancestry in the state of Minnesota, especially Norwegian, but a lot of Swedish too. And that it's funny because that's the rivalry in Minnesota is between the Norwegians and the Swedes. It's not the Crips and the Bloods. It's not the blacks and the whites. It's not the Indians and the soldiers, whatever. It's the Swedes and the Norwegians, and they used to be very intense, and if you were Swede, you didn't want to hang out with the Norwegians. If you were Norwegian, you didn't want to hang out with the Swedes, and it's like the Crips and the Bloods. You know what I mean? So anyway, so Norway now is recognizing Israel. Well, Sweden made a big announcement too. Sweden, what's going on here? This is not working. Sweden has pledged $7 billion with a B dollars for Ukrainian defense. Oh, well, there you go. There's finally another country besides the United States footing the bill. Swedish government, and which, that'll buy a couple airplanes. Swedish government has announced a new framework for long-term military support to Ukraine, totaling $7 billion over 3 years. Oh, so they can buy one plane a year. This commitment includes a yearly allocation of approximately $2.3 billion aimed at strengthening Ukraine's defense capabilities. The support will involve the provision of defense equipment, financial contributions, and funds for purchase of military products. This initiative is part of Sweden's ongoing effort to support Ukraine in its struggle against the Russian aggression, with previous contributions amounting to $37 billion. Now that's $37 billion in whatever SEK is, but since the conflict began in February 2022, and the decision reflects Swedish commitment to stand with Ukraine for as long as necessary. So basically, Swedish gets to line the pockets of American defense contractors. So there you go. Congratulations, Sweden. Sweden is. Let's see. They say this in English. Let's see what he says.
Dear Ukrainians, my name is Ulf Kristersson.
Well, hi, Ulf.
I'm the Prime Minister of Sweden.
Okay.
Today, I would like to address you directly, because you're fighting not only for your own freedom and security, but also for ours. Since Russia launched its full-scale invasion, we have provided
Wait. Is it a full-scale invasion? Because they're not. If it was a full-scale invasion, they would be knocking on Kyiv's door, wouldn't they? Like a full, well, maybe. I don't know if they call. I thought they were just trying to fight in that one section, but maybe I'm wrong.
Equipment support packages. This includes air defense systems, combat vehicles, main battle tanks, archer artillery, anti-tank weapons, combat boats, and mine clearance equipment. Ukraine is also Sweden's single largest recipient of bilateral development assistance. And once Ukraine is victorious, Sweden will be there to help rebuild your country. Today, we're taking another step.
Okay.
Sweden's government, together with our cooperating party in parliament.
No, he's speaking in English is because most of the EU's business has been done in English. I think it's the most common crossover language in Europe. So, a lot of people speak German too. A lot of people speak French, but pretty much everyone can communicate in English.
Have agreed on a new framework for long-term support to Ukraine, comprising a total of 6.5 billion euros or 75 billion Swedish kronor.
Wow, a whole 6.5 billion euros. So that's like let's see. When we were in Europe, what was it? Roughly, it was almost 1-to-1. It was like 90. A euro was $1.04 maybe. So basically, compared to the 160 billion that the United States has already given to Ukraine, that don't mean much. And basically, since Ukraine is in Europe, you would think they'd be footing most of the bill, but no, we're just gonna start printing more money and whatever. Anyway,
in military support to Ukraine from 2024 to 2026. This support will help fund
this is over
long-term
3 years
donations
too.
of
That's
additional
the funny
military
thing.
material
We
and the
just did
purchasing.
$60 billion in one shot. Now I don't know how long that's supposed to last, but they're doing whatever X billion, 7 billion over 3 years. I can't do it anymore. Nope, we're done with him. Anyway, you get the idea. All right, let's move on. Let's go ahead and I'm going to skip to we mentioned Gaza and the Palestine. Let's skip to Gunfox's article. By the way, thanks again, Gunfox61, for sponsoring the show. Dropping a Hamilton in the tip jar. I'll replay that. It says, shocking. Can I say I told you so? By the way, if you want to sponsor the show, you can do it in several ways. Drop a like, hit a like, click. Good God. Click the like button. Hello, Sully, by the way. Click the like button. Share the stream. Some of you have already done that. And right, PDogNight.live. Super chats. If you want to do super chats, the best place to do them is PDogNight.live. You can use PayPal or credit card there. YouTube super chats are great too, though. So are Rumble Rants and Venmo, Cash App, all that information in the description. Also, if you want to do something that has a little bit different flavor when you come and drop a link or drop a super chat, if you go through Streamlabs, in the description of the video, there are several dollar amounts that put off a special announcement, like this little special thing that had Nicki Minaj over there dancing for a Hamilton. Okay, so if you want to do that, look before you go to Streamlabs. See, because some of the descriptions I gave of them should at least make you curious, and you can see some different stuff going on, and some of them are quite interesting, I should say. All right, let's move on. Gunfox dropped this article in the links today. And as Gunfox said, shocking, yes, shocking, saying, can I say I told you so? So the Pentagon has made an admission that not a drop, drip, box, or package of the 569 metric tons of aid that crossed the new U.S. pier they built over there in Gaza, none of it has been delivered to Gazans. None of it. Over 569 metric tons of humanitarian aid that has been delivered into Gaza via the temporary pier. Not one single one has yet been distributed to Gazans in need. Air Force Major General Pat Ryder, the Pentagon press secretary, admitted during a press conference on Tuesday. Am I accurate to say, zero has been delivered to the people of Gaza so far, a reporter asked. You'll have to check with the World Food Program, Ryder responded. I know that aid is getting in, but it's not accurate that no aid has been delivered. We've been doing airdrops. We've been helping to facilitate aid coming over land crossings, but the causeway has been able to get over 569 metric tons of aid into Gaza for onward delivery. Now, that means for onward delivery, meaning none of it is gone. Hello, Select the Boy. Good morning.
Yeah, boy.
The reporter persisted, asking Ryder, well, has any of that aid been delivered as of today? As of today, well, no, I do not believe so. The Pentagon spokesman said on May 14th, Reuters said at a Pentagon press briefing that the U.S. Defense Department estimates that the pier will cost $320 million. So you got $320 million of pier and 569 metric tons of aid, and none of it's been distributed. The Washington Post reported that World Food Program staff said some of that aid has reached recipients. The article did not provide more detail on the amount or who the recipients were. It is estimated that Hamas has seized 60% of all aid entering Gaza and has profited at least $500 million. So there you go. It's a revenue stream for Gaza by giving them free aid, because they just steal it and then they sell it or whatever, or they just give it to their fighters, and so we're basically supplying both sides of the war. Good God, people, what is going on? All right, thank you, Gun Fox. That is a fantastic addition to the show. Shall we move on? Because I want to get everything in today, and you know, just because. All right. So, President Biden is making some election year moves. Yes, things that will help him in his quest to remain president of the United States. And as of, let's see, this was updated an hour ago. Apparently, Joe Biden has canceled $7.7 billion in student loans. Yay! The Biden administration announced this morning that it will cancel $7.7 billion with a B in student loans for approximately 160,000 borrowers. This decision is part of a broader effort of broader effort to address the student debt crisis in the United States. How does this address it? You're just with the pen making new laws. What are you doing? Bringing the total amount of student debt canceled under the Biden administration to $167 billion for nearly 5 million Americans. The cancellation applies to borrowers enrolled in income-driven repayment plans and public servants who have worked for at least a decade. Let's see. Okay, so what's this one? I'm gonna put this out here, the AP story on this too, but I want to go through some of the comments on X on this. So here's Ryan Fournier. He's on the right. There isn't a plan to, quote, eliminate student loan debt, only a plan to transfer the debt from those who currently owe it to the rest of us. Biden is doing just that with this new $7.7 billion handout. Someone named Jason Miller, billions more in election year giveaways. Biden cancels student loans for 160,000 borrowers. There's the AP article again. Yeah, this is, it's almost like, you know, he wants to get some votes. And so the best way to do it is to give money away or stop, you know, forcing you to give your money back that you borrowed to go to school. You know, I'm pretty sure that most of the people who borrowed money to go to school reap some benefit out of that. And if they didn't, then they're stupid. So it is. The White House said Wednesday, which is today, that it is approved $7.6 billion student loan cancellation for 160,500 borrowers. Part of an ongoing effort to provide relief after the Supreme Court last year blocked President Joe Biden's plan for broad-based college loan forgiveness. I don't get how he can do this. They wrote, there was legislation, and I'm sure administration through the Department of Education that came up with this plan for student loan debt. How can Joe Biden just unilaterally, without anyone else's approval, without going through Congress or not going through the courts, just cancel people's debt? Now, the people who qualify for forgiveness in this latest round of debt cancellation include public servants such as teachers and law enforcement officers, as well as tens of thousands of people who have signed up for Biden's new loan repayment program called SAVE. Well, yeah, if you signed up for the SAVE program, you just don't have to pay your loans anymore. Is that what it is? I don't get it. That program created last year pegs a borrower. Oh, Donald. No. My God, my mind is terrible. A borrower's monthly payment to their income, lowering their financial payments, and is designed to fix a pitfall of earlier repayment programs that allowed interest to snowball. Well, that's how loans work. If you don't pay it, the interest keeps adding to your balance. 1 out of every 10 federal student loan borrowers approved for debt relief means 1 out of every 10 borrowers now has financial breathing room, and a burden lifted, U.S. Secretary of Education Miguel Cardona said in a statement. Oh, who qualifies? Let's see. 66,900 borrowers will have $5.2 billion forgiven through the Public Service Loan Forgiveness Program, which is designed to help public servants such as teachers, nurses, law enforcement. Nurses! Uh-oh. My wife's a nurse, and she has student loans. And law enforcement officers to get their debt canceled after 10 years of repayments. Oh, well, she was getting an advanced degree, so it hadn't been 10 years yet. 54,300 borrowers will have 160 or 613 million forgiven through the SAVE plan. So here's the thing: all these young people that thinks they're going to get their student loans canceled probably haven't had payments for 10 years yet. So they aren't borrowing the money from the government. The government is backing the loan. No, I know, but if they're backing the loan and the government's backing the loan, but then the government cancels the payments, the institution that gave the loan still has to be paid, I'm assuming. It seems to me that the institution that loaned the money would still expect to be paid because their principal hasn't been paid. So who's going to pay for that? The government. That's my guess. I don't know. Anyway, Biden buying votes. Now, in another whirlwind tour of Biden buying votes, in a way, I guess. Now, this is crazy to me too. Biden is also now going to tap Sandy Reserve to ease gas prices. Now, that is an awkward sentence because that's the way. I'll put up the AP article. Here's what's happening. Why is that doing that? Is it going to fit on the screen? Yeah, it is. Okay. So here it is. Biden releasing 1 million barrels of gasoline from the Northeast Reserve in bid to lower prices at the pump. So if you didn't notice over the last couple of days, price of gas went up again. And, that's because, it's just, I don't understand this. But here it is. Who is Sandy Reserve? Is she cute? Is she worth tapping? I was going to say that too. I knew you. Someone else has a mind like mine. So anyway, the Biden administration said Tuesday it's releasing 1 million barrels of gasoline from a Northeast Reserve established after Superstorm Sandy in a bid to lower prices at the pump this summer. The sale from storage sites in New Jersey and Maine will be allocated in increments of 100,000 barrels at a time. The approach will create a competitive bidding process that ensures gasoline can flow into local retailers ahead of the July 4th holiday, sold at competitive prices, the Energy Department says. Why? Why is this there? Why? So is this reserve? So if there's an emergency and you need it, you're going to deplete this reserve that you created so that you can lower prices at the pump temporarily in an election year. Shocker. Now it's funny how he does this. He did this in the midterm time too, where they tapped into the strategic reserve. You know what I mean? The one that they have for war, and then you have to buy it back to fill it up. Anyway, the move, which the department said is intended to help lower costs for American families and consumers, follows a mandate from Congress to sell off the 10-year-old Northeast Reserve and then close it. Oh, so they are going to close that reserve. This one they're not going to keep on. The language included in a spending deal Congress approved in March to avert a partial government shutdown. The Energy Department said the sale of 1 billion barrels, about 42 million gallons, was timed to provide relief for motorists as the summer driving season begins. So they're going to try to not have your normal summer spike in gas prices. I still see it as Biden buying votes. Anyway, all right, next. What else is going on? We talked about Sweden giving $7 billion to Ukraine. Well, the UK Defense Secretary Grant Shapps has, well, I don't know if this is cold water on Sweden's $7 billion, but apparently he has accused China of providing or preparing to provide Russia with lethal aid for its use in the Ukraine conflict, citing evidence from U.S. and British intelligence. Which, you know, my confidence in U.S. and British intelligence just has been, let's just say, dampened. That'd be a good word, dampened, based on U.S. and British intelligence before the Iraq War. But anyway, this development has raised concerns about China's role in supporting Russia's military actions in Ukraine. Now, let's see if there's an article. There's a Reuters article. UK defense minister says intelligence has evidence of Chinese lethal aid to Russia. Oh boy, he's got that. Someone got a picture of him with his hair all messed up. Oh boy. If China joins North Korea and Iran in supplying Russia with lethal weapons while Ukraine is forced to dance around just for permission to defend itself against missile launchers that have been raising terror on our people for 2 years, then we're in deep trouble. And I mean, okay, is this one of those things where they're trying to make an excuse to go a little heavier into helping out Ukraine? Because, you know, when U.S. and British intelligence forces get together, because all of a sudden I'm seeing, oh my gosh, the sky's falling, and, you know, everyone's trying to just increase the length of this war, isn't it? Now, I see, let's see, the Kyiv Independent has an article on it. I don't see many articles on this. Here's Euromaidan Press talking about it. Financial Times talking about it. UK accuses China of providing lethal aid to Russia for Ukraine war. And okay, here we go. British Defense Minister Grant Shapps accused China on Wednesday of providing or preparing to provide Russia. Oh, so they haven't already done this. Or preparing to provide Russia lethal aid for use by Moscow in its war against Ukraine. That's according to Reuters. This will mean that European countries will introduce economic sanctions against China. I guess we're going to see. That is a developing story, I guess. I'm not going to pull up one of the articles. All right, let's move on. James Comey is trending. You know James Comey, former FBI director, James Comey. And he is trending because the lefties are very happy with him because he said something about the importance of one of the most important elections that we'll ever have in the history of history, just like every other election. And here's James Comey saying something very important on MSNBC. Now, I can't imagine what James Comey would have to say on MSNBC. Let's go.
Are you concerned that it may get a test unlike any other if Donald Trump is reelected? I mean, when you think about a second Trump administration, what do you think the implications would be?
Wait, what do you think if there's a second Trump administration? You mean you guys would allow that? Okay, here we go.
Be for the FBI.
Oh, serious. For the Justice Department and the FBI, because Trump is
because
coming
he's in a
for
clean
those
house.
institutions.
Yes,
he knows
he
their
should.
Power, and I think he has regrets that he didn't work hard enough to corrupt them last time.
Corrupt them? Corrupt them? James Comey, wait a minute. Corrupt them? You mean the agencies where they had the people coming out and saying, oh, yeah, that laptop story was Russian disinformation? Oh, you mean the FBI that tried to use the Steele dossier, and the Justice Department tried to use the Steele dossier to get Trump and to corrupt them? You're saying they're not already corrupt? Is my stream still going? My stream's didn't die all of a sudden yet, did it? Oh my God. They need to clean house. Here's James Comey some more.
So he's coming for them, and that's
He's
a danger
coming
for
for them.
all Americans. He's going to put people in positions in those organizations.
That'll hold them
He didn't have
accountable?
all-stars the last time. He'll have the bottom of the barrel this time, but people who will want to do his will, and that should worry every American. This election matters because of a reason like that. People have to participate. You cannot sit on the sideline. I don't care how you feel about Joe Biden. You must vote for him because the consequences on the other side are too severe.
Yeah, you liars and cheats might be in trouble if Donald Trump gets in the office. Look, I don't know that. It's funny because they always talk about how Donald Trump says something about revenge or whatever. And what's kind of wild, Kathy Hall, I see your commentary about how Biden wants to buy votes, but at least he's helping the American people more than we can say Trump ever did. Is that true, Kathy? Are you serious? I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I think when the economy's good, the country does pretty well. And I think when we have when they're managing the border, I think all the dead people that resulted from the opening of the border that we wouldn't have had. And yes, we would have had some criminals of our own, but damn, should we be importing criminals? I think when we're not importing criminals, the country does pretty good. I'm not really sure what that even means. So the idea that, yeah, let's wait till an election year and take this gas reserve that we have for emergencies and sell it out there and try to keep gas prices low. Sure, that's okay. Fine. Are you going to replenish that reserve or are they going to just let it die? I don't know. So anyway, I'm curious how you mean how. At least he's helping the American people more than we can say Trump ever did. And I'm not even one of these people who necessarily blame Biden for inflation, except for energy inflation, which is absolutely his fault. And energy inflation drives the bus for everything else that this country does, because energy is what basically is the beginning of where energy is the beginning of where everything starts. So if you need something farmed, you got to use energy. If you got to manufacture items in a plant, you got to use energy. If you need to create electricity, which is energy, you need some other form to create that energy. And the price of energy is the part that did she post and run? She probably did. Welcome to the show. I'm glad you were here. So anyway, and that's a big driver of inflation. And it's a big driver of inflation everywhere in the world. All right. Good morning, Patio Furniture. How you doing? So anyway, I do find it hilarious, though, James Comey, who never thought nobody would ever prosecute Hillary Clinton for what she did. They're kind of prosecuting Donald Trump for a similar charge in Manhattan right now. And yet he didn't do anything illegal. That's the funny thing about that too. So anyway, yeah, that's why James Comey is trending, because he says whether you like Biden or not, you have to vote for him because Donald Trump might completely overhaul the FBI and the Justice Department, because Donald Trump would be the head of the executive branch, and the Justice Department and the FBI are the purview of the President of the United States. And boy, have they been weaponized to the max since Donald Trump left office. And it's funny because everyone was worried that Donald Trump would be the one who weaponized these government agencies, and lo and behold, who did it? Joe Biden. Who's the threat? Who's the real threat to democracy? Who's the real threat? Who's the real threat that would censor you for saying things? Certainly wasn't Donald Trump. Donald Trump's a jackass, but guess what? His policies were solid. He's personally a jackass, but his policies were solid. And his biggest mistake of his presidency was listening a little too carefully to Dr. Anthony Fauci and Ms. Birx. So, all right, let's move on. Also trending. Speaking of the FBI is trending also. Now, trending for a couple reasons. Now, first, there's a big hubbub about the raid on Mar-a-Lago. And apparently it's come out that for that raid, the FBI agents who raided Mar-a-Lago with lethal force authorization were instructed to wear unmarked polo shirts and to keep their law enforcement equipment concealed. They were hoping, now, I wouldn't say they were hoping to shoot members of Trump's team. I'm not going to say that. How dare try to get a proxy war? I just missed that over there on Rumble. Thanks, AD. So this is the report. Here's the report. I guess this is a Fox report. Here's Brett Baer talking about this particular issue.
Former President Trump's attorneys argue the Biden administration Justice Department authorized the use of deadly force if necessary during that raid of the former president's home in Mar-a-Lago down in Florida as they're searching for classified materials. Again, this is an exhibit that is just one of many documents released by the judge Eileen Cannon in recent days. Correspondent Kevin Cork has these breaking details as they're coming, some 400 pages released.
Now, before I even actually hear the report, because I only saw the report, people writing about it and bitching and moaning about it in a couple different ways. The right saying that they were going to go kill Donald. They wanted to kill Donald Trump, and the left saying, "Oh no, this is what they do everywhere." This is always, and I was thinking, isn't this kind of the norm on a raid on any place that you have to be prepared to use deadly force if there's some sort of deadly force used against you? So I'm curious how this is different from any other raid. Although, again, you are going into a place that is filled with Secret Service agents protecting a former president of the United States. So there is some uniqueness to this. The fact that they would even do this so-called raid on Mar-a-Lago. So anyway, let's hear the report.
Past few minutes. Good evening, Kevin.
Evening, Brett. I've been going over this. It is quite shocking what we have been able to glean based on what Judge Cannon has released. As you mentioned, the Biden administration authorizing the use of deadly force during the FBI's raid on former President Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate in August of 2022.
I also do wonder, do they have to specifically authorize that? Or is that the norm? It may or may not be the norm. I don't know. It's pretty odd for... Look, again... This is a very strange situation where you're raiding the private residence of a former president who has Secret Service guarding his home. So were the FBI prepared to shoot Secret Service agents too? I'm curious.
As part of its investigation into classified records, that again, according to court documents. Now, an operations order, Brett, produced in discovery as part of special counsel Jack Smith's investigation into the former president's alleged improper retention of classified records, revealed that the FBI believed its objective for the Mar-a-Lago raid was to seize classified information, NDI, and government records as described in the search warrant. Here's where things get very interesting. The order, according to a court filing, contained a policy statement regarding the use of deadly force, which stated, for example, law enforcement officers of the DOJ may use deadly force when necessary. According to the filing, the DOJ and FBI agents plan.
So that's interesting. Again, an explicit statement of that. Which, do you wonder if that would be a given? Is that a rule of engagement? I don't understand. By the way, Kathy, did you leave? Because I love when people who don't agree with these drop in, and I hope I'm not scaring you away. Again, welcome to the show if you're still here. Hello, Robert Banks. What's up? I think it's normal for a raid, but why wasn't there one adult that said, "Hey guys, this could really go bad. Let's rethink this"? Well, that's what I'm thinking. Because again. FBI versus the Secret Service, is that, again, another Crips and Blood reference, I guess.
Plan to bring standard issue weapons, ammo, handcuffs, and medium and large-sized bolt cutters. But they were also instructed, according to the filing, to wear unmarked polo or collared shirts and to keep law enforcement equipment concealed. Mr. Trump was charged out of Smith's investigation into the classified document circumstance. Of course, he's also pleaded not guilty to all 36.
All right, so we know that. I'm not gonna listen to them banter back and forth. But it is odd to me that they would explicitly state that as part of the raid documents. I'll put a separate link for that report. And then I want to scroll down and see what other people are saying. So here it is. This doesn't surprise me one bit that the FBI would plant. Wait, oh, that's a different story. Here it is. Julie Kelly, tons of new unsealed filings on classified docs case. I will try to post as much as I can. There goes the workout. But this is mind-blowing. FBI authorized use of deadly force at Mar-a-Lago. Now, someone here says, I've not said this before, because I have good friends who are rank and file patriots at the FBI. I've always believed that it could be reformed. No more. I do not see a way forward in America without totally dismantling the FBI and starting anew. The FBI was prepared to engage with lethal force Trump, a former U.S. president, his family, the U.S. Secret Service, just to make it look like he was dangerous. Democrat or Republican, I don't care. This should serve as a wake-up call for everyone in America. This is not okay, nor will it ever be. Enough is enough. It doesn't sit with me if they would actually explicitly make that statement, that would put that part of their so-called their raid. Let's see. Take it for someone that grew up under communism. Biden regime is fucking communist regime. No ifs, ands, or buts. Fuck Biden and fuck the FBI. Rotten hell, you commie bastards. Okay, that's harsh. So anyway, the other interesting link in here was this one, and I hadn't seen this before. So this is Trump lawyer Christina Bobb says when she switched to being counsel for Trump as it relates to, well, here, we'll watch the clip first, and then if this isn't all get in here, we'll find out. This is a former Trump lawyer, and she's on Real America Voice. I don't know if that's what that's on, but anyway, listen.
Shortly after that, I went over to be election integrity counsel for Donald Trump. When that transition happened, since that transition has happened, I can tell you I've had the U.S. Marshals show up at my house, the FBI, the Department of Justice has interrogated me, and I've been investigated by bars. I've had several independent investigations, as well as been subpoenaed in I want to say 4 civil cases. See how this is going to play out. I'm working hard to fight against it, and we're not going to stop. We're going to keep going.
The 9 felonies are how many years in prison? If you were found guilty, how many for those 9 felonies?
Yeah, several decades.
Is it 50 years in prison?
Something like that. Yeah, I assume it would be the rest of my life in prison, yeah.
So she became a counsel for, she became a Trump lawyer. Let's see, when she switched to being counsel for Trump as it relates to election integrity, she has had U.S. Marshals show up at her house, the FBI. She was interrogated by Biden's Department of Justice twice. Now she's facing up to 50 years in prison for helping to bring election challenges in Arizona. This is one of the people in the Arizona case. And it was by a district attorney that won her race by 207 votes with 9,000 votes left. They refused to count. This is what the Gestapo looks like. The best way to show people just how legitimate the 2020 election was is to intimidate, harass, and try to imprison lawyers who filed legal challenges about its legitimacy. Welcome to America. So I just thought that was a fascinating part of this too. All right, let's go a little farther here. What else we got? I'm almost through the whole thing today. Okay, this is just the FBI raided Mar-a-Lago with lethal force. That's for the links. And then what's this one? Oh, the Trump hush money trial. The hush money trial has the defense has rested. The defense in the hush money trial of former President Donald Trump rested its case without Trump testifying following accusations of theft against Michael Cohen. No, Michael Cohen admitted to stealing $30,000 from the Trump organization. He literally admitted it on the witness stand. What do you mean? Accusations of theft. And the dressing down of another witness by a judge. That was Colangelo or whatever his name is. The trial centers on the allegations, blah, 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 blah. So now, a lot of people on the left are just crowing to the rooftops that Donald Trump didn't testify in this trial. Which is interesting because he said he wants to testify. He had said it a while back. But someone saying if Trump really wanted, this is one of the lefty paid Democrat shill accounts, Victoria Brownworth. If Trump really wanted to talk, he could have testified at his trial. I'm gagged. I am not allowed to say what I'd really like to say. You'd be very impressed, but I'm gagged. So why would I take a chance? At some point, maybe I'll take the chance. That's what Donald Trump said. Here's Trump saying that.
And you see what's happened there with the border. Remember, I'm gagged. I'm not allowed to say what I'd like to really say. You'd be very impressed. But I'm gagged. So why would I take the chance? But we do want to defend our Constitution, so at some point maybe I will take the chance. It's a very serious situation when a Republican nominee for president, the Republican nominee, somebody that won easily and quickly in record time, gets number one gagged and number two is before a Democrat-appointed judge, and you're playing with fire like this. It's very sad.
All right, so they're all saying, he didn't testify, he's a coward, he's a chicken shit, blah, 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 too scared to testify. Look, maybe some of these assholes don't understand our legal system. You testify if you need to, but in this case, they have not proved a case. In fact, they've yet to even prove what the actual charge is. Hello, Squizzles McCornish. That's a new name. Welcome to the show. Who says, I want to buy some potatoes. No, Rax Slide. Now, do you want to buy some potatoes, punk? Do you? Hi, guys. It's Dirty Tato here. Nah, I'm just screwing around. How's it going, y'all? Well, hello, Squizzles McCornish. I don't know your obsession with potatoes, but yeah, congratulations and welcome. So anyway, now, Raw Story is they tend to lean left, and depending on who writes, and they're saying Walker, he perjury machine. Trump knew he wasn't going to testify. That's according to Morning Joe. MSNBC's Joe Scarborough mocked Donald Trump's refusal to testify. Well, he didn't refuse to testify. He just chose not to. They haven't proven any case in that case. That's why no need to testify. In fact, they only brought in one witness because the government's witnesses is porn star who owes Donald Trump $500,000 and a lying liar's liar, Mr. Liar guy. He's like worse than the Saturday Night Live guy. Who not only lied in his testimony in this trial, he's been in jail for perjury. He got contempt charges for lying to Congress. He told two different contradictory tales in this trial. He and admitted to stealing $30,000 or $60,000 from the Trump organization. Grand larceny in the case that he's testifying for. So if those are your two best witnesses, now, and it totally changes the prosecution strategy, by the way, because now the prosecutors say, well, we didn't even need these witnesses because it's proven that Donald Trump wrote these checks. So what? That doesn't prove he committed a crime, because it's not a crime to pay for a non-disclosure agreement that Donald Trump, in the trial, we figured out, didn't even ask Michael Cohen to do. So, anyway, Joe Scarborough, the former president, has been promising to testify in a trial he calls a scam, but ultimately defense rested after calling two witnesses, neither of them Trump, and the Morning Joe host wondered how anyone could be surprised. I mean, the story of his life's gonna. Oh, they have a video of him running his flipping lips. No, they don't. I was just gonna play the video because I don't even want to read this. Oh, here it is. Here's Joe Scarborough. He's brilliant. Not 5 minutes of Joe Scarborough. He just said, here it is. I mean, the story of his life, Scarborough said. Who's shocked? Nobody's shocked. This is a guy that said, of course I'm going to testify. I'm going to testify. You knew he wasn't going to testify for a couple reasons. One, he's a walking perjury machine. Really? Do you have any evidence of that? Because Trump's been on a lot of trials in his life, and not one single time has he ever been charged with perjury. And I'm just kind of curious, Joe. If he's a walking perjury machine, how come in all these trials that he's been in, he's never been charged for perjury? Do you have an answer for that, Joe Scarborough? I don't know. I mean, look, and I'm the first to tell you that Trump's a jackass, okay? Trump's a jackass. But guess what? His policy-wise, he's sure a lot better than Joe Biden. And despite his very boastful nature and whatnot, he did a pretty decent job as president. Now, except for listening to Anthony Fauci. So anyway, thank you, Avocado Diablo, who says, how about that? The walking intern killing machine calls someone a walking perjury machine. Yes, exactly. Thank you very much. And thank you for sponsoring the show with a small bullet through YouTube Super Chats. Appreciate that. Or no, excuse me, not YouTube. Streamlabs. Streamlabs, the best place to do your Super Chats for this show. Okay. Seriously, you got a brand new Ninja brand ice cream machine that you says makes ice cream really quickly. Well, he's a Ninja perjury machine, right? You stand in front of it, and it creates instant perjury. So we all knew he was lying, and it is a lie all along. He knew he wasn't going to testify. Scarborough placed Trump's promises to testify in context with other promises he's made to offer an alternative to the Affordable Care Act and lay out policy on abortion. Okay, dipshit. That's not the same fucking thing. Okay, what are you talking about? Testifying in a trial where you're the defendant when it's clear the prosecution hasn't proved its case against you, what's the point of testifying? When the witnesses for the prosecution destroyed their own case, what's the point of testifying? His lawyers probably gave him good advice because they're going to try to make a perjury trap. Okay? Holy shit. Anyway. So anyway, yay, Joe Scarborough rips him for not testifying, which is pretty much what everyone's doing. It's kind of funny. So again, judge finalizes jury instructions ahead of closing arguments and defense rests in its case in former President Trump's criminal trial. Let's watch the Good Morning America report. It's not very long, and then we'll move on and finish up here. Here's Good Morning America talking about the end of the trial yesterday, or at least the prosecution resting, or the defense resting.
1 week from today, the jury should have the case of the people of the state of New York versus Donald J. Trump. He's charged with falsifying business records to keep secret from voters a 2016 hush payment to adult film actress Stormy Daniels.
Oh, you know what else is interesting? I just learned now. The prosecution, or excuse me, the judge of this case would not allow a potential witness for the defense to testify about certain aspects of federal election law, saying that the jurors would have to parse that out themselves. Because during this trial, Michael Cohen made some assertions that he broke federal election law, and he pleaded guilty to something a while back. And in the interim, we figured out that he really didn't break federal election law, but he pled guilty to anything anyway, amongst other things that he was charged with, because they were trying to get him to turn on Donald Trump. Okay? So they put in this election law. Now we figured out that he didn't break election law, but that was part of his jail sentence. And so now Michael Cohen is saying in court that, oh yeah, well, here's the federal election law we broke. But the problem is, if for chance, for example, God, why do we have this horse-faced woman on my screen? Let me just take her off for a second. Let's just say that this disclosure of Stormy Daniels supposedly, or getting this payoff, right? It would not have been known before the election anyway, because you don't include your election expenditures until December for the quarter that this supposed action took place. So the voters would have never known about this anyway, because you don't. The election expenditures would have been reported at the end of December. The election would have been over. You would have already had the elections. He would have already been president. So again, this whole thing's fairly moot. But on the other hand, there is no. They still haven't told the jurors what crime that supposedly this payoff would have covered up. Okay, that's kind of the prerequisite. It has to be done to cover up another crime, but there was no federal election crime. And so now it's going to be interesting to hear in the prosecution summation. Are they going to try to tell the jurors that, oh, you just got to pick a crime? If you think there's a crime, you got to figure out what it is. We didn't bring this suit with a specific crime in mind. It's just you're going to have to figure it out. Was it a tax crime? Was it an election crime? Was it this crime, that crime? What are they going to say now? They never said during the trial what specific crime that this payoff to Stormy Daniels was supposed to be covering up. They don't know. The jurors don't know that yet. And so they're not going to hear it until the summation by the prosecution. And in fact, the defense doesn't know either, so the defense can't defend against it. Nobody charged Donald Trump with any of these crimes. Now, are they going to say, well, okay, he didn't get charged with the crime, but it was a crime, and so Donald Trump had to cover up this crime. But he didn't get charged with it. So how? What? What did he do? So anyway, let's watch the rest of this report. I just couldn't keep her face on this screen that long. Just thinking how many
Daniels. The jury is going to wait for the judge to instruct them, and the judge is going to spend the next 2 days finalizing those instructions. The defense wants the judge to say hush money itself is not illegal. Prosecutors ask the judge to say that Trump can be convicted even if he didn't falsify the records personally, but caused others to do so. Trump did not testify, as he said repeatedly he would. Instead, jurors heard testimony from 22 other witnesses. They saw nearly 300 exhibits, and they are going to hear closing arguments next Tuesday.
And none of them
in that slow-moving classified documents case, new evidence released suggesting possible obstruction by the former president.
Yeah, the new trove of unsealed evidence includes photographs of Trump's valet, Walt Nauta, purportedly moving boxes that contained classified material at the former president's Florida estate, Mar-a-Lago. The lid on the top box is missing. It's just not there. And this is just some of the evidence that special counsel Jack Smith had amassed. There was a subpoena at the time for those materials to be returned. Nauta today is going to ask that charges against him be dismissed. There's no telling when Trump is going to stand trial. So, George, that leaves the case right here in New York as the only one so far that Trump faces to actually go before a jury. Right.
Okay, so, again, a lot of people poking fun at Donald Trump for not testifying. Trump allies didn't want him to testify. The jury would hate him. The jury already hates him because it's New York. Most of the jury already hates him. So, look, Tristan Snell, who's a total lackey for the Democrats, Trump had two main defense arguments available. Michael Cohen is lying. He did it all himself. Anything Trump did was keep it from Melania, not for political reasons. Trump failed at number one. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. Michael Cohen is lying about why he did it. That's the whole thing. It's not that he made the payments. The payments on a non-disclosure agreement were never illegal. And that's why when they keep using the word hush money, that's to make it sound like it's something illegal. There is nothing illegal about paying a non-disclosure agreement to Stormy Daniels. Okay? There never was. And the only thing they got him on was the fact that, or they think they have him on, was that the accountants in the Trump organization listed it as legal expenses. But Michael Cohen was a lawyer for them. He did legal work. He was reimbursed for the payment. And so they're playing semantics with something so minor, but in order to make it a felony, that they're calling it falsifying business records in connection with another crime, to cover up another crime. And if you in New York, if you use it to cover up another crime, it's a very low degree felony. And that's all they're trying to do here. They haven't said what the other crime is yet during this trial. Still haven't. Everyone's just guessing. Oh, well, he was interfering with an election. Well, what? What? I'm sorry. How is that a crime? It makes no sense. Anyway, but the fact that they keep calling it a hush money case. They keep calling it a hush money case. Oh my gosh, here's the View too. I don't have time. Anyway, so the only other thing that I had in the list today was the judge is also going to be weighing on a dismissal bid, the classified documents case. Federal judge of Florida is set to hear arguments on former President Donald Trump's request to dismiss the indictment in the classified documents case. The case involving allegations of mishandling classified documents at Mar-a-Lago has been postponed indefinitely. Trump, who has pleaded not guilty, claims the charges are politically motivated. The judge has also unsealed 2 motions filed by Trump months ago, which could further delay the trial. Special counsel Jack Smith will argue against the dismissal. The case is one of 4 criminal prosecutions against Trump. So I don't know. That's not going to go anywhere, even though they say, Judge Eileen Cannon is a Trump judge and in the bag for Trump. Nah, that ain't going to happen. That's not going to happen. So anyway, that's it for today, guys. Thanks for joining me on the Morning Night Live. Tomorrow I'll have a little more cohesive show of something or other. But I just thought I would get through some odds and ends and things people are talking about. I really hope that... I would love to see the Trump team or Donald Trump to get a full acquittal in this New York case, because their star witnesses were so fucking bad. But it is New York. They might get a hung jury. If I was on that jury after listening to, I'm sorry, YouTube's making me verify on me again. If I was on that jury in New York, I would be mad that they wasted so much of my fucking time. And I'm hoping the jury is just furious with them. And apparently some people who were at the court, there's just eyewitness reports who were in the courtroom, were saying during Michael Cohen's testimony, several members of the jury looked completely indignant and just rolling their eyes every time Michael Cohen said something because he was such a bad witness. And I hope those people are so pissed off that they're like, fuck this. They waste our time for this shit case. We'll see what happens. Anyway, that is it for me. Got to go. Thanks, everyone in the chat. And if you're watching a replay, hit the like button and share the stream and put a comment in the comment section. I forget to tell people that if you're watching replay, just put a comment in the comment section. Let me know you're here. It's time for me to go. Have a great day. My name is P-Dog Knight. And I am... Click. I am out of here. Bye. Have a great day. I'll drop links in the chat. Bye-bye. Hey, this is P-Dog Knight, and thanks for watching today on the P-Dog Knight channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterwards so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all the supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through Streamlabs, YouTube, Venmo, and Cash App, which are all linked in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm P. Dog Knight, and I'm out of here.